Can't see you though. Hey guys, good morning. It's RG, and I'm super excited to be able to have our very first virtual class for RG Studio 360. Are you guys excited? I mean, you guys.
Oh yes.
Really? They're still sleeping because I'm telling you, I was like, oh, should we do it at 10? Should we do it in the afternoon? They're like, no, let's do it at 9. And now they're sleeping on me. See, this is what I mean. So I hope you guys are all awake and ready to get our creative on, because there's quite a bit of process when it comes to this particular class. There's a little bit of drying time, and some of you may have already gotten started on your cutting, because that's probably going to be one of the lengthiest processes within our class today. Now we're going to go through a variety of different things just to help us get us going there. That's Potato, who's still kind of awake, kind of asleep, left his volume on, and so I hope that you guys can see me. Can you guys see me? I can see you guys perfectly fine. You guys all look lovely, but is everything good? Can we keep going? Have we gotten any? Everybody's good.
Excited to.
I'm so excited, guys. I can't wait to be able to host a little bit more of these. I think these are a super fun opportunity for us to create, as well as you have the opportunity to kind of see a little bit up close on some of the techniques and be able to rewatch, hopefully, anytime you want, right? Hopefully that's the case. Yes?
Yes.
Potato. Can I get words of wisdom out there? Yes,
Yes,
they'll be able to do
yes.
that. So hopefully it'll be super fun, and you guys will learn a whole heck of a lot. Now, in your kit, you have a variety of different products, and I'll explain them kind of as we go so that you guys don't have any questions on what we're going to use for what. And if you're ready, are you ready? I'm ready. Let's get started. See?
do this.
All right. So, first thing we want to review is our kit, everything that came in our kit. Now, for those of you who are maybe have not received the PDF downloads, it's okay. Just send us a message. We'll make sure that we resend it so that you have that download. Yes?
I'm going to send them an email after this with the digital download.
So Potato said he will resend an email with the digital download for this class so that you guys can have it in case you didn't get it the first time around. So in case you didn't get it, you'll have it again. That way you can print it anytime you want. In my case, I just print them on regular cardstock, 80-pound weight cardstock, so that obviously it looks great on my project and there are no issues with the way that, my projects come together and show up. Today we're going to learn a little bit more about color. We're going to learn a little bit more about texture. We're going to learn a little bit more about the various different mediums that we're utilizing. And there's going to be a few little breaks in between in case you have to go potty, or in case there's a little bit of drying time in the process. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get this party started. All right, so the first thing we want to review is our kit. So in our kit, you should have received like a little baggie like this that has four colors of acrylic paints, as well as the 3 different mediums that we're going to be using in today's class. And I'll explain a little bit of what each one of them are in just a second. Yes, we did bottle these up ourselves, so there's a little bit of extra love that went into each one of these little guys. So it's going to be super fun. You should also have received 2 different sheets of your printable downloads. So we've got this guy and we've got this guy. So in your kit, you should have 2 different sheets that are already printed on cardstock, and are ready for you to start cutting if you haven't already done so. So this is that digital download that we were talking about. It comes in a PDF form, and you'll have the opportunity to download them pretty much anytime you want. You'll notice that my fonts are a little bit more on the distress side, because of course I want them to go with the fall theme, and I absolutely love this. What I love about the opportunity of digital download is that it gives me a larger size to be able to create in. So I'm not limited to the smaller spectrum of what I used to design stamps in. I now have the opportunity to go fuller scale, and really as easy as 2 different printable sheets. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not thinking of other things in the future. It just means in certain projects, in certain cases, I do have the opportunity to bring in a larger scale piece or piece of artwork to be able to create it. All right, let's keep looking at our kit here. You've got 3 different project baggies, as well as a little bag with a couple of pins and some pearl backing. So we'll just set those to the side. You've got your mini book, which is the one that has the chipboard tabs. You also have your card base and your card layer. And of course, we've got our stretched canvas panel with all of our little bells and whistles. The first thing I would like us to do is to take out the canvas panel and leave all your little embellishments on there. We will also take out the card front for our card base. Again, leave your embellishments in there so you know what goes to what. So we have our card panel, we have our card base. And for the mini book, we are going to take out all of the chipboard pieces as well as the pre-cut tabs. Okay, so we're going to take all those out. Again, leave your embellishments and your twine right in the baggie. Because what we're going to work on is we're going to work on all of these pieces at the same time. In addition to that, let's go ahead and review our acrylic paints and pieces. And you're gonna actually keep that additional baggie that your paints came in. Just keep it on the side because we're gonna use that as a palette creator. Everyone okay out there, guys? I hope everybody can watch this stream perfectly well, and there's no questions currently.
No questions. Everybody's just loving this. They're loving the printables.
So fun. I love the printables. I love the idea of being able to create, again, in a larger spectrum size. But I also love the idea of being able to give you more printables more often. Now, what we're going to be sending out here shortly, and we're a little behind on it just because we're still trying to catch our rhythm here, is the free download for the month of November. Because my goal is to give you a free download every single month like we did last year with the Super Cutie Patootie October download with the pumpkins. This month, we're going to do the another free download, of course, for the month of November, which I think you're absolutely going to love. And I just have to, have the time to be able to create a little bit more, give you some of those free elements, and I think you're absolutely going to love them. All right, so back to our headshot. So you've got 4 colors of acrylic paint, super cute. This paint is gonna go a very, very, very long way, guys. So what I recommend typically when I'm teaching is I recommend that you watch me. You watch me do it, you kind of get a good feel for what, how much I'm applying, things like that, and then we're going to switch back. Now let's look at the 3 little small containers. The M stands for modeling paste. So you have a little teeny tiny one that says M for modeling paste. Then we've got a G, and this is for gesso. So this is your gesso. This is modeling paste, this is gesso. And then you've got a GM, which is a gel medium, okay? So it's like a gel, but it's a thicker gel. It's a glossy, thicker gel, which I'll explain to how to use that once we're getting closer to that process, okay? All right, the first thing that we're gonna do is we're going to grab our gesso, regular gesso. We're gonna set everything else to the side. We're gonna set everything else to the side. You also should have a little makeup sponge. Now let me talk to you about a makeup sponge here quickly. I decided that I was gonna use a makeup sponge for this particular class, and you're gonna use the exact same sponge for the entire class. So it is so versatile to be able to use a makeup sponge in this type of process, because what we're going for, especially in the type of projects that we're creating, not super crazy mixed media, but really a card, a mini book. You don't want ridiculous layers, but you still want that texture. You still want that color to come to life. So this little guy here is actually going to work for every single project that we're working on. So just kind of bear with me and use it alongside with me. I know it sounds a little scary and you're like, really, one little sponge? Watch us. Watch us just create. Watch us just bring this little sponge to a whole new world. All right. So let's go ahead and switch to our overhead real quick once again. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by, if your canvas sheet has a little plastic on it, go ahead and remove that plastic covering because we're gonna work on it. And you wanna make sure that you don't have that plastic covering on there. Yes, Dustin?
That's right.
No, I thought you had a question.
No.
Oh, you have to go potty. You gotta go potty?
No.
Okay. All right. So, and then you also have your mini book. Go ahead and poke out, if in case they're not all the way out, the little holes where your twine is gonna go to close your mini book. So just poke those guys out. You don't need them. Now, for those of you who took the live class and you're watching now the virtual the one of this, that's going to be super fun because you've already created the projects during the live class. But to me, this is a little bit better in the sense that you get to learn a little bit more because you actually get to see it and then follow along versus me explaining it from afar and you're just kind of watching around. But of course, it is better to have you guys in person because I get to see you. But this way, I kind of pretend like I'm seeing you, like I've got like this vision. Like I see you guys in your craft room. Some of you may be at work, pretending like you're working, but you're really watching our video. So don't get caught. But super fun opportunity. We do. I know we have some at work. All right. So back to overhead. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our gesso. We're gonna go ahead and open that up, and it's a little sealed thingy. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to go ahead and gesso every single project. Let's go ahead and start with our mini book. And we are just gonna grab gesso and we're going to go ahead and gesso our chipboard. And the reason why we're doing this is we're going to prepare it for paint. And not just prepare it for paint, but I also want to protect the paper a little bit. So my goal is to try to protect the paper. You don't have to worry about covering every nook and cranny. A super thin layer will suffice, okay? So just do every single one. This gesso should last you every single project, guys. So don't feel like it's gotta be super thick. As a matter of fact, it's supposed to be super thin, just a very thin layer, easy little brush of gesso, and it doesn't have to be completely colored. You know, you're looking to completely turn your chipboard into white. I am not. So I'm not sure if you can see that a little bit on mine, but that's kind of what we're going for. We're just trying to cover our gesso surface, our chipboard surface, and just prepare it for more applications right on top. Once you've done the one side of all of your panels, come back and do the back side. Because you're doing a very thin layer, it should dry significantly fast. So if it's not dry, it's probably because you're adding too much gesso. So just very, very thin layer, super thin. It doesn't matter that it's not an even color tone once you're done. We're just covering the surface with a very thin layer of gesso. This is exciting for those of you guys who signed up for the black and white. Can you imagine we're gonna be doing this on Black Friday? Super cute. I love it. And then we'll have the opportunity to eat maybe leftover Thanksgiving food while we're here creating and crafting. We should do this every day. Good idea, bad idea?
Yeah.
I think Potato and Gabby are still sleeping.
We're not.
Not sleeping.
They are sleeping. All right.
I lost my voice.
Potato lost his voice. You want to know why?
Yeah, why?
Dallas.
Because we were at Dallas and then we went to a football game. Now I will, confession time, I've never been to a football game. This was my first time going to a football game. But it was pretty fun. I liked it. I was like, when are they going to hit a home run?
Wrong sport.
Wrong sport. All right. So by now we should have done all of our panels, front and back. Okay, so all of our panels. If you're getting a little curvage in your cardstock or in your chipboard, don't worry. It's perfectly normal. It's perfectly all right. Just let it set, let it dry. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is to our card front, which is that buttercream color. To that card front, I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of that gesso, and same thing, I'm gonna cover just the front. We don't need to do the back because of course this is gonna be mounted onto your card base. But we're gonna add a thin layer of gesso right to this as well. Now, something super cool about gesso is if for whatever reason you don't have any watercolor cardstock and you want to watercolor or you want to play with watercolor, you can add a thin layer of gesso. They also have clear gessos out there, so that in case you want to keep your original color in the background, you have the opportunity to turn any piece of cardstock really into an opportunity to watercolor directly onto that. So, all right. Hopefully all of that, what I just said, made sense. We are officially partly done with our gesso here. So let's go ahead and close that right up. We might use it a little bit later in our class process, but for now, we've added a thin layer to all three of our bases, as well as our card front. You know what? I stand corrected. We need to add gesso to our canvas panel. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let's just go ahead and add a thin layer of gesso to that canvas panel that was hiding in my background. Now, if for whatever reason your makeup sponge is already kind of falling apart or leaving little loose pieces of sponge behind, is because you're being too rough. Calm down. It's a gentle touch. It's a nice little brush, not a type of situation. It's not, we're just kind of adding the color lightly, gentle. Little butterfly kisses. You're not making out.
Butterflies with kisses?
What?
What?
Wrong trip.
Wrong trip. Wrong trip?
Show.
Show. I'm like, which trip was that? All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a second to catch up here. And when you guys are ready to give me the green light, just say, green light, guys. Green light me. In the meantime, we'll have some coffee
Just real
and
quick.
I'm reminiscing Dallas a little bit.
They're liking the apron.
Thanks for the apron. We're totally working on an RG Studio 360 apron. It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna have the RG Studio 360 logo, and then I want it to have like these really cute pockets, but I don't want it to be super big. Some aprons are really too big, and then I just want it to be super fun. And I am looking for a denim look, not all the way denims because I don't want it to be too heavy, but a denim look, just really cool. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's in the works, actually. So hopefully we'll have those available for everybody shortly. Maybe even with a class sign up, like, hey, you get an apron with a class, like, ta-da.
Good idea.
I love
like that. Just saying.
Are we all caught up, guys? Tell me, green light me.
I don't know yet. Green light.
Green light.
Okay, we have the green light. All right, so now that we've got the green light for that, we're going to come back and we're going to go a little psycho killer. Now, you should have all received a little cup that looks like this. Am I on top or am I on bottom?
Front, a little bit top.
I'm in the bottom.
Over
Top?
head or
Bottom. Bottom. All right, so you should have all received a little cup that looks like this. And you're probably thinking like, what is this for? Well, this is the one that we're gonna use to help us create texture, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're going to bring in our modeling paste. So go ahead and grab that modeling paste. We're gonna open it up. Let's go top. So let's open up our modeling paste. And we're gonna go ahead and place that modeling paste. Again, you can grab that same sponge, guys, see? And I'm just gonna apply modeling paste right down in the center. You see how I added like a nice little blob of modeling paste. I'm gonna do that to this. I'm gonna do that to all 3 of my card bases here, or my mini book bases. I'm also gonna add that modeling paste glob to my card base, as well as, last but not least, to my canvas board, okay? Again, you have more modeling paste than you need, but, you know, let's just get it together here. What's so funny?
Nothing.
Now,
You're doing great. Keep going. Oh.
we're gonna grab the cup, and I'm just gonna use the cup to move that modeling paste around. Okay, so just kind of move it around, and then we're gonna use that rim of the cup to create texture. Now, I'm not sure, I can't get any closer here, guys. I can't see what you're seeing, but I wanna make sure that you can see the circles that we're creating with the modeling paste. Now, keep in mind, I want you guys to keep in mind that the center of your mini book is not really going to be seen. So try to make sure that you get that texture to land on the edges of your chipboard, okay? We want them to be seen. We want to be able to highlight some of those. So try to make sure that you're focusing your texture on the outside of your page versus the center, because it's gonna be gone. So I'm basically just moving my modeling paste around. Now, a lot of what was happening in my classes is I saw a lot of people doing this. Don't do that too much because you're gonna get rid of all your texture. Just try to go deep grooves. So you've got all this texture, and you just feel free to move your modeling paste around. If you're like, you know what, it's not enough, I wanna see more, just go back and see more, or add more. So I've added that one, now I'm moving on to this one. Again, feel free to just move your texture around using your cup as that texture creator. Remember, focus your texture on the outside layers because the center is going to be covered by your page. Okay, so those 3 are set. Before, we're going to completely let that one side dry before we come back and do the back side of those pages. So let's go ahead and switch over to our canvas board. Now this one, you do want the texture all over for sure. Now this is a great technique also to use on your gel press. If you have a gel press, a big shout out to our friends over at Gel Press. They sent me a huge collection of product that I can't wait to play with. It arrived last night. And I can't wait to just go and can you just give me like a handful of those so I can share just a little bit of what I got that's kind of different, kind of fun, kind of new. But again, if you grab something like this and create that texture on your gel press, it's gonna look absolutely beautiful. Now check out some of the stuff that Gel Press just sent me over last night. I can't wait to get my hands on some of this stuff, or actually to start playing with some of it. There's different jelly plates and pressables, which are super cool. And I can't wait to add texture and paints, and of course a variety of different size plates, in addition to a few other fun elements. So hopefully I'll have some time today to do a quick demo for you. Even though it just arrived, I can't wait to play. Maybe while some of this is drying, but it's gonna be super fun. All right. So again, if you, to our Gel Press friends over there, thank you guys so much. Love it, love it, love it. I can't wait to create with it. I was excited to see it in my front door yesterday. All right, so I'm gonna quickly show you what I've got here, in hopes that you can see that. Can you see the texture on that well?
Yeah, that looks perfect.
Perfect, all right. So you can see how I've got the texture from the cup, and I love all the curves. I want the deep grooves of the modeling paste, and I just think it looks fantastic. We're gonna make sure we let that dry. Here are my different pages.
Looks good. You can really see the detail.
Perfect. And my canvas board.
Perfect.
All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and close our modeling paste. Hopefully you have quite a bit left over still there in there. Because we're going to come back and we're going to do the back side of these books in just a minute. As soon as it kind of dries off a little bit more. I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds to catch up. And feel free to ask questions while we're here, guys. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you may have.
No questions as of yet. Everyone's just really excited and having a good time, and everybody's kind of, there's some humor going on, and so yeah, that's
And
good.
learning all these techniques.
Yeah.
too.
It's fun, right? I think it's so much fun. And are you guys excited about all the gel press yummies that were sent over? I can't wait to play with them.
I am.
I am. I can't wait.
I'm excited if you guys are excited.
Potato says he's excited if we're excited. Of course you're excited. You have to be excited.
Well, I'm not gonna actually not have the gel press, well,
You might. Can I redesign your shirt?
I don't want to redesign. I think it'd be fun to do a bathroom or something with that.
A
Like,
bathroom?
Some texture, yeah.
Why does
Just
Dustin
back up.
always think about the
No,
bathroom?
I mean like,
No.
well, because it's smaller than doing a bedroom, and it'd start with a smaller space.
Oh.
How about the corner up there?
So I'll have you guys know that I have Axel here by my side, just kind of chilling. He's part of our virtual class today.
Not, can we talk about the affiliate program, like the affiliate program that we want to start launching?
Sure.
I mean, it's like about referring product and setting, you know, for referrals, how we're going to reward with cash. So yeah, there's a question to talk about that for a second. Like on different, from classes to everything that we're doing. So can you talk about the affiliate
A
program?
little bit.
Yeah, so a couple of things that we have in the works is kind of creating that. I haven't really figured out what I want to name it, what I want to call it, but I want it to go far beyond an affiliate name. I want it to be the opportunity to be a part of the family, to be a part of RG Studio 360 as one of our Studio 360 designers, and you have the opportunity to refer people to RG Studio 360 and potentially be able to earn money from each one of those referrals. So based off of their sales, based off of their buy-in, whether it's the class, whether it's maybe part of the club. We have 3 different clubs that we have in the works that will hopefully be launching here shortly. And one is going to be more of a mixed media club, RG Studio 360 Mixed Media Club. Then I have another planner club that's going to be coming to life, as well as my regular card creator club, which I'm all really, really excited about. So there's 3 different club opportunities that are going to go to live. Hopefully we'll have the opportunity to share all the details later on this month, maybe even do a pre-order. They start shipping in December and it officially starts in January. So basically the clubs go live at the beginning of the year. We'll start pre-orders potentially this month, and then they start shipping next month to be able to start creating in January. So I'm really excited about them. I'm excited about the opportunity that you'll have to be one of our RG Studio 360 designers. And as you become part of that design club or that designer family, you'll be able to have access to the downloads a little bit earlier, as well as you be able to refer people to sign up for the class and earn a little bit of money for that referral. So it's going to be super fun. Now, it's not direct sales in any way, shape, or form. It's an affiliate program where you have the opportunity to just, based off of your referral, earn a little bit of money, whether you can use it for credit for a product or you can actually use it for anything you like. Buy something pretty.
Sure.
So it's gonna be fun.
Very excited.
I-
Very excited.
Did I get the green light? Am I green lighted already or not yet?
Yes. Green lighted?
Green light. All right. So everybody's already created the texture on these. Mine is still slightly wet here.
I'm just asking, should we have all our leaves cut out?
We're gonna give that a quick second. But you know what? Let's go ahead and jump into that while that first layer is actually drying out. So you've got 2 different sheets. Go ahead and start on one. We're gonna start cutting these guys out while that layer is still drying. What was that? Yeah. So I'm just gonna start by cutting out each piece before I go into detail cutting. You know who's really good at this cutting thing? Is Potato. Man, we were in a class and he was just going to town. I wanna say, in Dallas, I wanna say he may have fallen asleep for a second because he thought it was so soothing and relaxing. But do you want to help out?
Probably leave this one to you for now.
All right.
I'll help you. Want me to help you? Or you don't
Sure.
want me to?
You can help me. Do I have another pair of snips? Okay. Gracias. So we're just gonna cut these guys out. Is it cold where you guys are yet? I will say that it's gotten a little bit cooler here in Arizona. I absolutely love the weather. We were just in Dallas, like you know, or like you may already know. And the weather was the craziest weather I've ever experienced. When we got there, it was like a gazillion hot. And then the next day it was chilly. And then it was just so weird. It was hot, and then it was cold, and then it was hot. I'm like, gosh, how do you know how to dress here?
I have to really watch the news.
I mean, at least here in Phoenix, it's either hot or it's nice. It's either hot or nice.
Oh yeah, hot summer, mild summer.
Yeah. I do like to come in pretty close, but I do like to see a little bit of a border.
Karen's saying it snowed in southern.
No,
southern
already?
New Hampshire last night.
Yikes. Kind of fun. I want to say that
November.
I will say that I do miss the snow.
Me too.
I do love
I
it.
like the snow where I can go to the snow and then leave when I need to leave.
I want to have a white Christmas.
I want to have a white Christmas too.
We should go up north.
I like, yeah, we go to Colorado, go to Bell. We received our Bell Cup. We need to go there.
Oh yeah, we should go there. I've never been.
People are saying, Marsha's saying it's 42 degrees where she's at.
42 degrees. Holy Hannah. That's kind of exciting because then you get to wear the super cutie patootie sweaters and boots.
Scarves.
And you probably get to cook all this fun, like, comfort food, you know, like soups. And yesterday we had chili for dinner in a sourdough bowl. That was good. We're pretending like it's fall here.
Well, it is. It's cooler. So.
It's definitely cooler.
You're saying you're good at fuzzy cutting.
Huh?
Yeah, you're good at fuzzy cutting.
You know, it's kind of been my thing all along. Before, back in the day, you know, I've been creating for, gosh, over 20 years at this point. And we didn't have die cuts back in the day. This is all we had. We were so grateful when those Little Bee scissors came out. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Those little bees, the little yellow bees.
Oh, yes.
Whoa, those were a life changer back in the day.
Those were my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know how many people are actually creating alongside you right now.
That's a good question, guys. So Potato is curious to know how many of you are actually creating right by my side right now, like right along with us. So how many of you are just watching to create later, or how many of you are actually just creating with us? That is so cool. That's a good question.
Can you give us the exact name of those paints?
Yes. So all of the paints that I've been using are called Golden. So fluid acrylics. It is a more expensive brand of paints, but I love it. I love the colors, the richness, the textures that you get. So all of the paints that I've been using, as well as the mediums that I've been using, are Golden. So my gel mediums, my modeling paste, all of that is Golden brand.
So yeah, we do have a few that are, and then some are just watching.
That's so cool.
And then Nikki's at work.
Nikki.
And like we have some that are at work and they'll recreate once they get home today.
I'm like, like some are in the snow, some are, some, like, you just think about all the different climates. Some probably have their fireplace on, nestled up.
So
watching this.
cool. Some of you might be watching us and the Hallmark Channel at the same time. That's like a dream come
Oh
true.
my gosh, I love the Hallmark movies.
Okay, how many people are doing that?
How many of you are doing that? How many of you are actually watching the video but also have the TV on the side? Just kind of maybe watching. Okay, the other day we were, I was cooking and I was telling Potato about this movie because we were watching the Hallmark Channel because I'm kind of like addicted to the Hallmark Channel during the holidays. And I'm telling Potato, oh, this is the one where the guy's a prince and she's totally in love with him. But of course, the mom doesn't like her and he's like pretending not to be interested. But then he's all interested in the movie.
I've already seen it.
You've already seen it?
Is that bad?
He totally admitted it.
Yeah, because finally the son has to put his foot, or the prince puts his foot down.
Yeah, so
he's in love.
cute.
She kind of had it, and he chases her.
Are you also a Hallmark or closeted watcher?
My ex-girlfriend used to like to watch it. So I watch it too.
I love the Hallmark Channel. Only in the holidays, though. I don't watch it in the rest of the year.
Now let's go back to. I can't see anything else shot, so I'm gonna go to your front
Actually,
shot.
I don't know if you want to let them know.
That shot there.
Yes.
Because I know some had questioned like which words go together and these.
Okay, so you can kind of see which words go together. You've got the blessed, and you've got. So these two are the only ones that go together. Give thanks with a grateful heart and thanks and giving because, they were designed that way. All the other ones are individuals. So grateful, blessed, and there's one more somewhere. Oh, they're over here. So grateful, blessed, thankful. Those are all individual. And then these two are together. So you kind of cut them together. Okay. All right, so by now though, let's go ahead and switch back. Make sure we add the texture to the other side of our mini book before we keep going here. So go ahead and grab your modeling paste. And we're gonna jump in here and just add a glob of modeling paste again to the back side of those. Now at this point, you can finish the modeling paste if you want. You don't have to. This is the last time you'll need it, but you might have a little bit left over for another project. So, and we're gonna do the same cupping technique. Remember, keep your texture towards the sides.
If someone, Georgina, she just says, I just joined. Did anyone say where we can get the materials of the class so we can duplicate the projects?
Again, Georgina, that's a great question. I all of the product that I used for today's class is from Golden. It's a Golden brand. Any art supplies is gonna have Golden products because it's pretty. It's one of the premium brands within art. So you're definitely gonna find Golden pretty much in any arts and crafts supplies. It is a more expensive brand of product. So just keep that in mind. There are quite a few substitutes if you wanted to use other people's products. You can certainly try it. Other acrylics. It's just really up to you. I decided to go with Golden because I wanted to make sure you guys had premium quality as I'm obviously creating and teaching. But it's totally up to you. You can certainly try a variety of different mediums and just make it work.
Patricia's asking that hers is still wet. Can they use a heat gun too?
If the other side, yeah, you can use a heat gun to dry it. If your modeling paste is still significantly wet, that's probably because it's not as dry and warm as it is here. But yeah, use your heat tool to heat it up. It'll be perfectly fine.
And also I think someone's asking about the card stock. Where can they get the card stock possibly? If they don't have the digital download, could they let us know that so that we could get them the digital download after this class?
Yeah, if you signed up for the class and you have not received your digital download, please make sure you send us a message so that we can make sure that you receive that digital download. It's going to come in a form of a PDF. And the cardstock, this is just regular chipboard that I found also in my local craft store. Cardstock is Neenah cardstock. Neenah paper is what I typically use. Typically, you could only buy that in bulk, which is the way that I bought it. But again, go ahead and try the different products that you may already have. There's so many different qualities of cardstock out there. When it comes to printing on your printer, again, it's totally up to you in regards to the thickness and what your printer can actually take. Again, this is 80-pound Neenah cardstock, which is what we're printing on. But you can try a variety of different things and see what works for you. Don't feel like you're limited to this exclusive set of product, because really creativity lands in a variety of different areas, and as you play around a little bit more, you're going to find that you're going to be able to work with a variety of different things. See? However, what's super exciting is that we do have our own line of mixed media products in the works. Hopefully they'll be coming to life here shortly. As a matter of fact, they're going to be part of our kit clubs. So you're gonna get little bottles like these to be able to finalize your kits. As well as if I'm using acrylic paints, you're gonna get little samplers like this, but we'll also be able to sell them in the larger size bottles in case you wanna recreate these projects in the future, or the projects that you get every time you receive your kit. So what's gonna happen with the kit clubs is, while this is drying a little bit, is the opportunity for us to do this for every single kit. So what'll happen is, let's say we're gonna have this is not set in stone, I'm just kind of giving you an idea. So the first Tuesday of the month, we're going to create our Mixed Media Studio 360 Club kit. So every first Tuesday of the month, we'll do this. We'll go live to create the kit. So you guys can create it with me by my side, and we go live and we create every single project. How fun is that? And then the second Tuesday of the month, we'll probably jump in and do our planner kit. So for those of you who signed up for the planner kit, we'll create those spreads. It'll be super cute. And then maybe the third Tuesday of the month, we'll create the card kit. So that way you have the opportunity to, instead of having to read the instructions and do it on your own, we create it together. And you can always rewatch the feed, and you don't end up with a bunch of kits that are just sitting there waiting for you to do them, because it gives you a little bit more of an incentive to create them alongside with us. So that'll be fun, right?
Yep.
I love that idea. Super cute. And are we ready? While that's drying, guys, we have another sheet that we need to get cutting. So why don't we go ahead, and do you want to give them 10 minutes to kind of finalize all their cutting?
You want to do a 10-minute right now?
Do you want some time to finalize your cutting? Let me know what you guys want. I know some of you may have already done it, and I know some of you are at work, so you need to go do some work for a few minutes. Do you want me to give you a little bit of time to get caught up?
Tell us, tell us.
Let us know what you want, guys.
No one's saying nothing.
They're too busy cutting
I guess
or
so.
painting.
Are they? Yeah.
What is it?
No, I'm just.
They're too busy.
They're wanting the PDF. Somebody said 5 minutes.
5 minutes. So do you want to give them a 5 minute?
You can find
All right, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to just kind of catch up a little bit. Don't feel like you have to do it within 5 minutes. Just I'll give you 5 minutes to go potty or change the channel or at least pretend like you're walking around the office working. And then we'll be right back to keep working on our projects. See you in a bit. Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you've had the opportunity to work on your cutting. Again, don't feel like you would have had to finish all of your cutting. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little break from not listening to my voice and kind of get your little groove on when it comes to your cutting. Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you've had the opportunity.
Well, that's a party foul.
So I'm just gonna cut this guy's
I was testing something. Sorry.
potatoes testing, rewatching. So I just have a few more to cut out here. I hope you guys had the opportunity to watch my live feed from yesterday. It was fun. I created this cutie patootie little card. Again, using the same digital download. Top or bottom? Top. Super cute. So again, if not, you can always go back and rewatch that one because it's available on our Facebook page. What are you guys thinking of the class so far? Is it fun? Do you like it? Is it exciting? Do you like, is the timing a little weird? I know it's a little weird that we decided to do it during the week, but you know, we figured it would stay recorded and people can always watch at their leisure. So just kind of give us your feedback because we definitely want to make sure we're pleasing you and providing you with education as well as inspiration, motivation.
Ginger loved the feed from yesterday.
Wasn't it fun, Ginger? Thanks for watching. I know it was a little late and kind of just like, I don't want to say rushed, but maybe a little bit like I was trying to be mindful of everybody's time and just like, I know it's late. Let me just come in here and do a quick little share because I thought it was cute.
Everyone's loving the class. They love everything.
Yeah, it's so
Did a great
fun.
job.
Thank you, guys.
Richard, can you just highlight on the fact that this is going to be live? It's going to live on the YouTube channel, so they can go back in anytime to watch it.
Yeah, so this particular class will continue to live here on our YouTube channel. Which YouTube channel are we using? My original one?
Yeah.
So it's going to be
I'm rebranding it. I'm working on it right now.
So it's going to be here on my YouTube channel, and you'll always have the opportunity to come back and rewatch it. I don't believe it goes away, right? It's not public,
It will. I'm going to make it public.
so it'll become public.
Yeah, I'm going to make it public. Not today. I'll make it public tomorrow.
So it'll become public for you guys to be able to go back and rewatch. I know it's not for people who just kind of randomly find it without having signed up for the class. They won't know that this was a class. So guys, this was originally a class that you had the opportunity to sign up for. And so this is us creating the project. It's our whole virtual class session. But you can always at least practice some of the techniques. And if you want to join us for a future class, then continue to stay tuned as we launch more events in the future. We are working on a website, guys. Hopefully there'll be a website here shortly so that you guys can have a place to look at our future events and things like that.
I mean, a whole onboarding system is what we're doing.
Yeah, what he said.
Well, it's more of a communication management, more of just announcements, being able to set everything up so, we're ahead of the curve.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be really fun. I know this first one was a little like, I wish we would have given you guys the information a little bit earlier on so that you guys don't feel like, wait, I haven't received this or that. But we'll get it. We're just kind of finding our rhythm here. And for now, it's just the three of us just kind of working, of course, with the assistance of a few other amazing people in our lives. But other than that, it's just us just trying to make it all come to life. And we're excited that you're here by our side, helping us along the way. So thank you for that, guys. And a huge shout out to, I don't know that they're watching, but definitely a huge shout out to Cheryl and Alex for hosting our first class in California, as well as to Sandra for hosting our amazing class in Dallas. Thank you guys so much. It was great to be able to do the live class of this, to kind of prep me for the kind of questions that we might have during our virtual, actually having the people right in front of me. And so of course we're going to be hosting our real class for Black and White in Las Vegas this weekend with Gina. So thanks again, guys, for being amazing by our side and being able to help us create those questions that are going to be asked during the class so that we know what to prep for once we're going live. So that's really helps me anyway figure out my process for teaching you.
Yeah.
And for those cookies. So we went to Dallas and there was like not a plate of cookies. It must have been like a bag full of
And you
cookies.
didn't bring me any cookies
No,
back?
because Potato and I were hungry and that's what we had for dinner.
No, it's so funny because everybody that we talked to, I kept offering them cookies. My friend, our friend, it was funny,
Well, that's a good thing. I don't need cookies.
and they were so good. I would, yeah. When Sandra gave me the bag, I was just like, what am I gonna do with these? You're gonna eat them.
And we did.
And I have an
And
awesome
you
bottle
did.
of wine.
It's just finally, where are you guys in the process for those of you who are creating by my side? I just kind of want to know if you need me to skip this process for myself or if I'm just kind of giving you a little bit more time.
You have more cookies?
I do have more cutting, but I don't know where they're at.
Did Richard give you any wine? Sandra wants to know.
I
Okay,
haven't
wine.
I
yet.
haven't opened yet.
They're not open. I'm saving it for a special occasion. Sandra said that it was a very good wine, and that because she's our wine connoisseur.
Yes, I know.
So we're just like, I'm still learning. I'm trying to learn anyway. I actually did tell Gabby and Potato, I'm like, I want to learn more about all of this. Like, what am I looking for? What is, what is it?
Smelling of the wine.
Yeah, like
tasting
I want to.
it.
It just
Let it
seems so
breathe.
fancy. Let
How
it breathe.
long?
Dustin's like, let it breathe. Let it breathe. I'm breathing. Not you, the wine.
No. Another glass, I don't know if I
Okay.
can.
So they're about done cutting. So
No, that was fantastic.
some are done, some are about.
All right, guys. So it sounds like we're pretty caught up here. Am I overhead or upper bottom?
Wanna go top?
Let's go top. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and come back and start applying color, okay? So keep in mind a variety of different things here that I think are gonna be super fun. Now, the first thing we wanna start off with is we're going to start off with our reds. This particular red, it's called Burnt Sienna, and it's really cool, I think. What we're gonna do is we're going to apply. We're gonna grab some red. We're gonna place it. It's very liquefied, so just place them on that plastic bag where all your paints came in. The next thing I would recommend that you do is that you grab some of that yellow. Now this one might be a little bit thicker, but we're gonna place that onto our bag as well. And then we're gonna grab our gel medium. So the gel medium is a little bit thicker gel, like I mentioned earlier. And you could either scoop it up with your spatula, just drop some on your, or you can use your sponge. You can place some there. It doesn't have to be a spatula. So just place your sponge on there. So I'm not sure. Can you guys see that? Because I on mine it looks very, very.
Yeah.
Just on the little plastic bag, I added the gel, the red, and the yellow. All right. This is where things get a little messy sometimes for some of us. So I'm gonna ask you guys to watch me first, okay? Watch me first and then go ahead and jump in. I'm basically going to grab that gel medium and kind of smear it towards the middle of my two little splashes of paint. And then I'm gonna grab that red. And then I'm gonna mix that in there with that gel medium. Remember, that gel medium is a little bit like a gloss. Okay, so I've got very, very little paint. And definitely some gel medium right onto my, and I'm gonna start applying color. So I'm gonna start brushing color on. I want to highlight my texture, okay? So I'm just gonna start applying color, softening it up. I don't want very harsh color. I want it to be a little soft. I want it to look weathered. I want it to look a little distressed. But again, I want to highlight my texture. Okay, so let me just come back. I'm just applying color briefly. I don't have to worry about the center too much because of course it's gonna be covered. So I'm not concerned about that. I'm working simply on my edges. Now, I'm not sure if you can see that, but check out the texture. Can you see that?
Yeah.
On the sides, okay? I'm now gonna come back and bring in some of that yellow tone to highlight some of my edges. So I've brought very little yellow. And I'm left with this. Can everybody see that okay?
Yes, that looks good.
Can you see the texture on it?
Yes. No. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do that to all three books. And don't be afraid, guys, to just very light, very gentle. You're applying color, a little bit of the distress. You want it to look weathered. We're going for it. Some areas might be a little bit darker than others, and that's perfectly all right. We're gonna grab some of our yellow here. And it just creates these beautiful autumn colors. Now, remember, be very light on your painting, because if not, you're gonna lose all your texture because all you're gonna get is color. We want to make sure we're getting that texture. Babe, can you do me a favor? Can you turn on that fan for me? And you're really going to be able to see that where that gesso's coming in to protect your surface. And I absolutely love that. I think it's really cool. It's a nice look. Look at this one. Look at all the texture that's coming out on this. I love it. And that's exactly the look that I want for my pages. So once we've gotten the three of those done, we're going to come back and we're going to do the same thing to our canvas. Stretch canvas panel. Just kind of bring in, highlight. Now, in this case, you do want to worry about the center because you don't know where your photo and things are going to end up. Plus, you really want to highlight some of this amazing texture that you got going on here. And we're going to soften it up by adding the yellow right on top. And I'm going to show you a technique here at, towards the end that I think you're going to love. I'm just just bringing in our colors, bringing in our yellows. Don't forget the edges on this one, guys. Same thing to our card base. Now with this one, you definitely want to be very careful. Add very minimal of that red, because if not, it's too overpowering. We don't want that. We want very, very light brush, very, very light brush of color. Notice how I'm just kind of going down the center here. I'm leaving my edges. I'm just kind of smoothing that out slightly. That's all I'm doing to my card front. Just very, very light. Can we see that? Potato. Yes. You're falling asleep on me there for a second. All right. So go ahead and grab the baggie that has the clip, okay? The baggie that has the clip. We're gonna take that clip out and set that kit aside. Try to keep your, if there's, what can we do to, actually go ahead and grab, if you've already cut it out, grab the largest leaf, the largest rounder leaf, and we're gonna place it in that bag, where you remove the clip, okay? Where you remove that clip, place it in there. That way you know what kit that goes to. And then we're gonna place the clip on the edge of our cup, just like that, because we're gonna add color to it. We need it to dry as well. So that's just kind of the best way to add color to it without having to touch it. And we're just gonna paint this. Come back, add a little bit of that yellow as well. What is it?
Sammy wanted to call it the marijuana leaf.
The marijuana leaf, like Sandra calls it, yes.
The pot leaf.
The pot leaf.
Should take it.
So this is our creative mess currently right now in our workstation. Don't forget, guys, we have to come back and do the back side of our books, okay? So let's go ahead and do that now. If you've run out of gel medium, simply go back and grab some more.
Go more towards the middle.
Sorry, guys.
You're falling away.
I'm falling off the edge of my panel here.
Someone had also asked why you did not. Can you talk about, they joined a little late, but talk about the 3 kits that you're going to be offering?
Yeah, so we have 3 different kits that hopefully will be coming to life by the... Sorry. We have 3... You have to tell me, top or bottom. That we have 3 kits that are hopefully going to be coming to life here as a pre-order, potentially by the middle or end of this month. Then they start shipping in December, and then we start officially in January. There's 3 different kit clubs, basically, that we're going to be launching. There's the Mixed Media Club, there's the Card Maker Club, and there's the Planner Club. So 3 different Studio 360 Club opportunities. And then these clubs are also going to be able to tie in to a virtual class. So basically, I'll go live once a month for each one of those clubs, and we're going to create the projects together so that you're not just following an I don't read instructions ever when it comes to projects and classes and things like that. So I basically I love to learn by watching. So I presume many of you are the exact same way. I think it's part of the creative process, and you know, I think it'll be fun. It'll be a fun.
Still going to provide instructions?
Yeah, we're still going to provide the instructions, of course, for those of you who like to read or learn better that way. But for those of you who would love to see the projects being created and just kind of following along, then you're going to be able to take advantage of the live component of that. So hopefully that'll be fun. I know I'm excited about it. I know many of our people out there are excited about it. And I can't wait. It just basically means we're going to live in Studio 360 for the rest of our lives, just doing virtual classes and lives. Yay! Potato's so excited.
Mary says, who knew that the cup could be so versatile?
I know, right? The cup's super fun. I thought Potato was having a seizure just a second ago, but he's not. He was giving me signs that I'm off the page. You know, you could just say, I know, but it's better than looking
I'm being his voice.
like you're doing the fish over there. All right. So if you've run out of red, I seem to have run out of red a little bit here. I'm gonna come back and just add a little dab. I don't need much. We definitely gave you more paints and mediums than you needed, but we figured some of you like to be a little heavy-handed, so we wanted to make sure you had plenty. Now, you know what I would absolutely love, guys, is once you're done creating your projects, I would love for you guys to go in there and just tag us on your finished project. Let us know what it was like to attend our first virtual class. Now, we don't have all the bells and whistles that you might be used to, like the little commercials and things like that. We're gonna work on some stuff like that. But as of now, this is what we have to offer. But I also wanna know what you guys thought. Did you guys have fun? Did you guys enjoy it? Did you learn? Most importantly, did you learn? Did we teach you some new stuff? And that's kind of what I'm interested in. I want to see you guys share that, see what you've created, just kind of let everybody know. Now, remember, we are working on an affiliate program that's hopefully going to be coming to life here shortly. And basically, the affiliate program allows you to be a part of the family, makes you a part of the family as one of our RG Studio 360 designers. And the Studio 360 designer has the opportunity to refer a friend and potentially earn a little commission on that referral, whether it's going to be for the clubs, whether it's going to be for special virtual classes, and merchandise as it starts coming to life, both from our t-shirts as well as our product, our creative products. So I can't wait to kind of really scope all of that out, give you all the fun details on what does it mean to be an RG Studio 360 designer and be able to incorporate all of this in your creative lives. So it's gonna be super fun and exciting. All right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna now grab some of that green. It's a beautiful green. I love this green. This particular green is called green gold. It has a little bit of a yellow tone to it. And again, we should already have some of that medium left over from our last pour. If you don't, simply just grab a little bit more medium and place it on there. We're gonna use the green very, very lightly. Very, very sparingly. And I'm gonna come in here and I'm just gonna bring in some of that. It's kind of like, it's gonna be a little bit of a gold tone. I absolutely love it, guys. Love it. It looks so delicious. Check that out. We've got some of that green right on top. Can we see that on there?
Yeah, right there.
It's so delicious. Now, this is our card base. Super fun. I'm gonna come bring it now towards my canvas panel. Now I'm gonna show you something fun here at the end. I just want that golden tone to come to life. And of course you can add it to very, very lightly to your pages. Now I'm just coming in here just lightly. It creates a little bit more of a gold tone. Very, very lightly, very, very lightly. Don't add too much green because it's going to basically get rid of some of your yellows and your reds. Just a very gorgeous, gorgeous light tone. It creates a gold element on there that you're absolutely going to love. All right. So we should all have three projects that look just like, or you know, not products because technically they're not completed, but all of our finished front and backs, canvas, and of course your little clip should already be painted as well. How's it going, guys? Good? Just want to make sure you got all caught up, ready to go. Sí? ¿Cómo está? Muchas gracias. Did everybody go potty?
What do you need? Are you asking that?
I think Potato's sleeping.
No, I'm not. How can I?
What? You want them to come say hello? Sure, they'll come say hello. Come say hello. So Gabby and Potato are here.
I can't. I really don't want to.
So let's just a quick little hello.
Let me
So
get around
this
here.
is Gabby
Good
today.
morning,
Buenos
everyone.
dias.
I hope everybody's having fun out
super
there.
fun.
I love all these projects. Well, okay. See you guys later.
So she's kind of helping with the questions and the answers and the, you know, in case I'm missing anything, she can run and grab it. And then we've got Potato Cakes over here, who just came ready for the day.
Yeah.
Just like trying a new haircut. What do you guys think?
It's no.
I think that I can restyle it.
Yeah.
Look,
no.
my scissors match your jacket.
Yeah, nice.
Super fun. Say
Yeah.
hola.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo está? Muchas
Can I
gracias.
just stand here the whole time? Can we just,
No.
let's just create. Let's do this.
No.
You asked me over, right?
Abort.
Okay.
Super cute opportunity for us to create and bring a variety of different products to life. And I'm excited. So are we all cut up? Do I have a green light to keep going? Tell me, tell me, tell me. What do we need? What do we need? Where are we at? Where are we at?
I have to give them like a little few minutes here.
Okay, I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to catch up. Because there was a lot of painting and I know a lot of sides. Do you guys want... is there a way we can keep this on a still? No.
I don't know.
So they can just see that while it's on, not on hold. But do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Like how we used to do it?
I don't know what you're asking.
Like it just kind of takes a snapshot and then it holds it.
it would have had to been a separate slide.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. That's you.
You guys can follow some track.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe next time.
Well, I'll kind of leave this up, guys, and I'll give you guys a little bit to catch up there.
I have a green light here.
One thing that I forgot to mention is go ahead and put your sponge in a little like wet wipe. Just so that it doesn't dry on you. We're gonna use it a few more times. Just kind of let it sit there. It'll stay wet so it doesn't dry.
Put it in a baggie.
The mediums don't dry. Or you can put it in a little bag if you want. One of the bags from your kits. Totally up to you.
I mean, I could take a picture of it right now,
That's what I mean. Like a,
but I don't. What camera?
I don't know, Cookie Butt.
No, he wants you to add in like if it would be.
Yeah, but I need to have that still photo ahead of time to do
Oh,
that.
how did what's his name do it?
You guys had already prepped the photo, really?
Oh.
It was all, he had photo assets a week ahead of time that he was able to do. You can't do it.
So are we giving them 5 minutes or no?
Yeah, do you guys need more time? Let me know what you guys need. I can keep going or I can just give you guys a little bit more time. Thoughts? Tell me. Are they saying?
I'm sorry?
Are they saying anything?
Well, it's because it's a little delayed, so. Okay.
Go.
Are you ready to go to something else?
Yeah, I'm ready to move on if you guys are.
Just go ahead. They're not saying.
Okay. So what we're gonna do now is I'm going to show you a little technique that's going to allow us to soften this up. What? I know. So it's all looks pretty raw right now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some gesso and using our same sponge, leftover gesso that we have, we're gonna go ahead and grab gesso and we are going to soften this up. So we're gonna bring in that gesso. Now, you need to make sure that your paints are dry. If they are not dry, it's gonna kind of turn into mud a little bit. So we don't want that. We want the white from the gesso and we want the chalkiness from the gesso to show up, okay? It also brings this entire piece to life together beautifully. Like you're like, what? I understand that, but check this out. Check out the texture that you're going to get. You can also apply it with your fingers if you prefer that look. But I just kind of want you to see how we've got all of these gorgeous colors in there. And that gesso just really lightens it up. It just really lightens up my project. And it still brings all of that texture to life. I'm gonna show you a little bit more here. I'm gonna bring it onto my card base. And I'm just gonna bring it right over. And it just creates this magical look. Like, it doesn't look, I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it looks cool. Check it out. I don't know if you guys can see it, right? Does it show up? And we're gonna do that to all the projects, okay? Front and back on your books. We want the chalkiness of the gesso, so don't feel like, huh?
They're commenting about you telling us the potato.
Potato cake, what is that? Yeah.
They don't know it yet?
I don't even know it.
What?
Well, you said potato.
You said potato cake. Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. I just made it up.
Oh,
Does there have to be a reason for
But
things?
then,
I never heard it either.
but then somebody's saying, I need to hear the story behind the nickname of the potato one.
Oh, the potato. So the story behind, sure. How do we make a long story short? Basically, I call my kids Tater Gator, Tater Baby, Tater Tot. So they're all taters in their own kind of way. And when Potato and I first started working together, he would come over to the house and we would shoot videos here at the house. And we kind of got to know each other a little bit more. And so we realized we were kind of the same age. Obviously, he's older. But we're still kind of around the same age. And so he was playing around in the studio one day. And I said, Dustin, you're such a kid. And Andrew said, Daddy, is he a tater too? And I said, he's not a tater, he's a potato. So that's where potato came from.
What are you using right now?
Gesso.
Gesso.
I'm using gesso to add that last coat right on top of color. Really cool. It just softens up the look. It creates a little bit of a chalky look for me. I love that look and feel for my project. Plus, most importantly, what's going to happen is as I bring different layers to life, it really works together. Like it really helps finalize my entire project here. Right? Make sure that you do. See, there's a huge difference between this and this. Do you see how it just kind of completes my project? This looks a little raw. This looks a little finished. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Can you guys see it good on the screen? Yeah. So now we have to go back and just finalize all of those.
And just going back to your little story, that's an aw.
Yeah, it's cute, right? Potato cakes. Where did that come from? Maybe because I want cake. Cake. So I'm basically just softening it up. It really highlights my texture. And I just love the overall chalky look that it gives my project. So we've got all these gorgeous colors in the background. We've got all these funsies in there. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. All right, while that's kind of drying, we're gonna come back to all of our pages and we're gonna give it a light, guys, light. Did I say light? Light distressing of light distressing of color, okay? Very, very light. If you want, you can pour a little bit of green. Look, this is what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna grab a little bit of green, just a little bit of green, maybe a tad of the red. I'm gonna mix those two a little bit. And if you wanted to, you can soften it up lightly, create a little bit more of a chalky residue with some gesso, okay? So we're gonna just grab some of that color. And we're going to lightly just add color to our edges here, just very lightly. Don't fret, don't worry too much. We're just adding a little bit of a distressed element right to our edges here. Just like that, just very light. Some might be heavier than others. We're gonna do that to all of our pages. And you decide what color you want to highlight a little bit more. I wanna highlight that red slightly. Just do all your pages. We are almost done with this class, at least with all of our painting and our medium. Is that exciting? Next is going to be putting our project together here.
And that's super fast. That's super fast.
I know, that's
Together.
nuts. Now, this is why I like to do it this way as opposed to doing every project at a time, because the process is pretty much the same and especially in this case for all of our projects, and I wanted to make sure that we kind of did it a little bit quicker. I want to be mindful of your time. We're just coming in here and doing our little sponging technique using our acrylic paints. Now, this particular technique is going to start to kind of shrivel up your sponge, mainly because of all the rough edges of your cardstock. It's going to start trying to cut it all up. But by now, it's perfectly all right because we're pretty much done with our coloring, and you gave that makeup sponge a good run, right? How's it going, guys? Good? All right, guys, we can officially throw our color little palette thingy away because we are all set. We are all done with our painting and our mediums. Yay, good job, guys. Love it. It looks beautiful. We have another technique that we got to do on here slightly. We have another technique that we're going to do here in a little bit. I just want to give you guys the time to catch up on this. So do we want to give it maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes to just catch up on their painting? Do you guys need a little bit of time, guys? Let's do a quick 5 minute to give you guys the opportunity to catch up, go grab a snack, and we're going to come back. We're going to do a little bit. You know what? Can I do one more thing before we go on a break? Yes?
Sure.
All right. Because you're going to need a little bit of drying time here too. There's one more medium that we haven't used, and that is the black paint. So let's go ahead and grab that black paint. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a brush. We're gonna grab a brush, any size brush you have, and we're gonna grab our black paint. And I actually threw away my bag a little too soon. Let me see if I can get another little baggie here. Because what I need to do is I need to grab some of that black paint. I'm gonna pour it right into my baggie, just a little dot. And then I'm gonna bring in water. And I want it to be nice and soupy, if that's the right word. Liquidy. Gosh, I must be hungry. Cake, soup.
What is going on?
So now that it's nice and soupy, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add dots. So I want kind of like black dots right onto my project, as well as my pages. Some you can go a little bit heavier than others. I just love this look, guys. I love this look. Remember, on your book, you're gonna have to do front and back. So once it dries, you go ahead and turn the book pages around and do the other side. Now let me show you what it looks like. Can you see it? Let me show you my card front. You see those specks on there? So again, let that dry. Then once your book is dry, go ahead and turn it around and do the other side. All right, now I can give you guys a little 5-minute break while that dries, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap up all of our projects. See you in a bit. Welcome back, guys. How was your break? I hope you've had the opportunity to add your paint or your splatters to both sides of your mini book. I just finished the second side on mine. I'm just gonna clean my brush here a little bit. And we are ready to rumble here. Super cute. I'm gonna stack these guys. Start to pick up my space, my spot here a little bit. Mixed media is messy, as you guys can see. I hope your table is just as messy as mine. If not, then this just confirms that I have a problem. But we don't need our paints anymore. We don't need our mediums anymore. We are all done with all of those. You can just throw away all those containers because we don't need them anymore. I know some of our people were like, no, I'm gonna keep them. They're so cute. Don't keep them, toss them. Just kidding, you can keep them. Super cute opportunity for you guys to be able to go back and create some more. So where are we at, guys? I'm gonna kind of wait for your lead. If you guys tell me to go, I will go.
Go catch up.
All right. So, top or bottom?
It's whenever you're ready, I'll just follow you.
Where am I at right now? Bottom. All right. So, I hope this has been fun, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the various different mediums that we played with, the coloring techniques, the texturing techniques. It's always fun to be able to try something different and something new. And in this particular class, because I wanted to really dive in to creating that monochromatic look, yet at the same time bringing texture to life, bringing basically your project to life, this has been a great opportunity for us to create it all the way across the board. If you kind of noticed a little bit, I had you practice the exact same technique multiple times so that you can get your cadence, or you can get your flow for the paint, how much to add, how much to take away, how much to clean up. I wish that I can see where you are on your process in case you're stuck anywhere, but I have a feeling you guys are right on and perfect, ready to go to the next step. Everything should be dry at this point. And please, let us know your experience. I want to know if I'm going too fast, if I'm going too slow. I want to make sure that at the end of this class, not only do you have amazingly, beautifully created, completed projects, but that you've learned something and that you've experienced something fun, and that you're going to want to go share that with everyone around you as you showcase your created projects. So the first thing we're going to do here as we start working on a project completion is going to be our canvas board, or our stretched canvas panel. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in the largest leaf, and you should have everything that was in that kit, okay?
Sandra wanted to know if that was that wine in that glass.
No, I wish it was the wine in that glass, but it's a little too early for wine. It's actually palm juice. What is it called? Pomegranate juice. So that palm juice. I do like to drink half a cup of this a day. So I'm drinking it now. Can you imagine? We could have wine and project showcase every now and then. That would be kind of fun. All right, so we've got our leaf here. This one's gonna go on to our project. Now, can I show you something absolutely beautiful about this? Gosh, and I wish I would have kept one that wasn't. Notice how, of course, our digital was printed on a cream color cardstock. Because we added that light tone down the center here, when we place this on top, it does not compete with your printed element or with your embellishment or with your showcase. It just beautifully merges together and creates gorgeous rhythm within your project. You do not want your projects to compete for attention. You want them to just kind of flow. There's always something that I'm looking for when I create projects, and that is the rhythm of my project. And again, when I place my leaf, just place it right on top of my canvas, I already see rhythm and I haven't even finished creating my project. The first thing that I look at is the leaf. And then I go right, it just kind of smooths right into my background. And that's what I'm looking for every time I create project. Where is my rhythm and how does it come to life? I want to make sure that there's always a focal point and that focal point takes me on to the next piece and the next piece and the next piece. All right, so I'm going to start here by layering my piece.
And that's your canvas piece, right?
This is my canvas piece. I also have a little bit of twine here that I'm going to bring in. Now, if you wanted to, you can add some acrylic paint to this twine to just kind of add a little bit more texture, similar to what I did yesterday in my video. And I can show you a little bit of what that looks like. I just basically need to grab a little bit of color. And I'm just gonna pour a little bit of color into a wet wipe here. And I'm just going to add color to my twine. I'm just gonna bring that in. Almost like I'm wiping it on, if that makes any sense. I'm just gonna wipe on a little bit of this color. And the reason why I'm doing it this way is because I want it to be pretty much instant dry, right? Because I'm wiping it on, it's basically just gonna stain it. And that's kind of what I'm going for. I wanted to just create that stain look. I'm gonna bring this on right in the back here. And if you wanted to, you can add a little bit of liquid glue, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna add a little bit of liquid glue here to hold that down slightly. I don't need it to be completely dry before I finalize my piece. So when in doubt, pop it out. We're gonna pop this guy right out. I'm just gonna use some foam squares to pop out my leaf. And I'm just gonna bring it right up here. Just on top, I've got my twine. I kind of want it to be intermixed here with my leaves a little bit. A little bit off to the side. Now I also have my thanks and giving, so I should have that already cut out. Here it is. And I'm also gonna pop this guy right out. Kind of right on top of my leaf here. Now you should have a large bloom and then a couple of smaller little ones, which I'm gonna kind of tuck in to the back here. And I'm gonna apply that with a little bit of the liquid glue as well. So this is our new glue that's gonna be coming out shortly. Sorry if you all you see is my head back there, but sorry. I'm gonna tuck that in back just slightly so that I can tuck this guy in there. So super cute. I've added a couple of different little blooms on there. I love that. Now we've also got another little piece of twine. What we're gonna do is we're gonna stain that twine as well with that leftover wet one. Super simple. And then we're going to just kind of create little curly cues like this. And to our clip, we're gonna go ahead and adhere that. I'm just gonna do that with a little bit of white glue also. Place that right on top of my clip. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then there's one more bloom that's gonna go right on there. Just kind of hold that in place for a few seconds. We're just gonna hold that in place. Just kind of hold it as you're letting it dry there for a bit. It creates a cutie patootie little embellishment right on top of your card or your project for that fun little showcase. Now you can add it to a little stand or maybe even put magnets behind it if you want, if you're into the whole magnet thing.
How cool is that though on your background when I go to this shot and then I go to the top? Your workspace, like it just looks.
Does it look artsy?
Yeah, looks really cool.
I hope you guys have been enjoying the class. I was all excited about it and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I was a little nervous. I was like, I hope it's gonna be fun. But I've had so much fun, guys. Alright, so check that out. Super adorable. I love the little added elements. I love the little clip. I love how fast our glue dries. But of course, whatever liquid glue you're using might dry a little bit differently. You should also have your little pearls.
Richard,
yes.
Did you color the balloons or did they come like that?
We colored them ourselves. So they were originally just white, but we used the paints because we didn't think they would dry in time, we did it for you. So they've already been pre-colored by us. Ta-da! I'm gonna come in here and add just little dabs of liquid glue to my panel so that I can come back and attach my little pearls. Now you can use a glue dot if you want. Sorry if all you're seeing is hair, guys, but I can't say. So give me a quick second. And I have my glasses on. So how bad is that? Oh my gosh. So you have to, I'm just gonna have to share this story. Potato's gonna have to kill me later.
Should I turn the audio off?
No. So can we go ahead? Can we go bottom? So anyway, we are in Dallas, and I absolutely love all my people there, and we're having a blast teaching this class, right? And so I'm kind of teaching, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and we're gonna bring in a little bit of paint here, and we're gonna be a little, and this conversation's happening around me, right? So this conversation is about potato, and a lot of my guests there who are like, yeah, well, sight is the first to go, and then it's hearing, and he goes, is that what's happening to me? Yeah, because I can't see anymore. So we're talking about all these things that are not functioning properly. His sight. Next thing you know, it's his hearing. One eye's closer than the other. And I'm like, that's what happens when you hit 40. So certainly not the conversation I thought was going to be happening. But I want to say maybe I was a little sad at the end of that conversation.
It's screen fatigue by looking at your cell phone.
Uh-huh.
It is. Your eyes get screen fatigue.
After the age of 40.
No, I mean, I think at the end of the day.
At the end of the day after the age of 40.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought it was quite interesting. Conversation to be had.
Yeah.
I'm going to do one more little guy here. I think I'm using all my big ones.
What do you mean?
All my big pearls.
Oh.
But look how cute it looks, guys. Can you see it? Does yours look like mine? So cute. Now, in my case, guys, I use the little Instax. What are they called? The little Instax. I'm not sure if I'm called. And because it's a perfect size. It's a perfect size. Look. Shut up. So cute. I love it. And I just love the colors. And again, that last little tip with the gesso, look at that. Look at how so awesome that looks, right? All right, project 1 done. Woohoo, guys. Good job, guys. We are officially done with the first project of 3 Are you ready to jump on to the next one, or do you need me to give you a couple minutes? See? No? See? No? Talk to me. Talk to me. I don't hear you.
Just keep going.
Pommel wine.
Huh?
Is that your pommel wine?
It's my pommel wine. It's palm with a little side of vodka. No, I'm just kidding. I wonder that might taste actually pretty good. Not that I drink vodka or anything. All right. So let me keep going here. I'm getting the sign. Keep going. So I'm going to keep going. All right.
Next project.
So project number 2 is we're going to jump to our card. So you should still have your card kit in there. So let's go ahead and take everything out. Our little bloomy thingies. And our little twine. We're going to go ahead and fold our card base in half. Awesome. And of course, we've got our gorgeous, gorgeous card front. Look at that. It's absolutely beautiful. Now for this one, we need our owl that, yikes, is not cut out for me, but I have one here already, fortunately. Look how beautiful that owl just stands out. I absolutely love it. Now in this one, if you wanted to, go ahead and come back and stain it. Stain that twine. I mean, I just love the way that you have 2. So I would only stain one. Oops, I'm all out of stain. I would only stain one and not the other, just so that you can have a variance in color. Yes?
No, just somebody say you went from coffee to water to wine.
Oh yeah,
But
it's
it's
just,
not
I've got a drinking problem here. And tea. I'll probably be having tea here in a little bit.
Is it a problem or solution?
It's a problem solution, you know. When in doubt,
Pop it out.
pop it out, guys. We're going to pop out our card front right onto our card base. Make sure you give yourself enough of a little border there because it really highlights your beautiful card base, card front, sorry. Excellent, absolutely beautiful. Again, when in doubt,
Pop it out.
we're gonna pop out our beautiful owl right onto our card base. And I'm just gonna kind of bring him off to the side slightly, not necessarily all the way in the center, just a little bit off. And again, look how beautiful. It's that gesso that allows rhythm within your page. It's absolutely fun. I love it, love it, love it. Gorgeous. Now, the potato's having a party over there.
I said it's the rhythm of the night.
It's the rhythm of the night. Yikes, he took me way back. All right, first I'm gonna apply the twine that has the color in it. Just a little bit of glue there off to the side. Then I'm going to bring in one of my leaves. I think I might be missing a leaf here. Can't seem to find that. It's the little chubby one.
What did you do to it?
I don't quite remember. I don't know. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Is the little, no? It's the little chubby one. Ah, no, that's not it either.
I think it's this one.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, let me
Okay.
stop.
Sorry, guys. My leaf kind of went away. And
Sing a song right here.
sing a song. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow.
Never mind.
Okay, X-Nail is singing. Sorry. It's the only song I know. Alright, so while that leaves being cut, I'm gonna just kind of create a quick little twirly with the twine here. And I'm gonna add it to the other side of this. So adoramus. And when in doubt,
Pop it out.
pop it out. I'm gonna bring in this cutie patootie leaf. And this time I'm gonna actually add my little foam square thingies to the actual base.
Sometimes think that's what happens when you get older.
That's what happens
Start
when
singing.
random songs like The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow. I totally can see that. All right, and now I've got my super adorable little leaves here.
Flowers.
I'm sorry, flowers.
Put more first.
And I'm gonna start creating my layers of blooms. Sorry guys, I keep forgetting that my screenshot is slightly lower. So just kind of hold those in place.
It's okay, that's why you have a
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. And then this is also, you've got a little pin there. So go ahead and grab one of your pins. Now, I don't necessarily have anything to stick it to, so I'm just gonna add some white glue. And I'm just gonna stick it down here. Because I just love the look of that. I really do love the look of that. Would you just look at it? Look at it. It's so cute. And I also have my thankful sentiment. So, yes, when in doubt,
Pop it out.
pop it out. We're going to pop this guy right out just using some foam squares. I'm going to double pop it.
what?
I'm going to double pop it on the one end. Single.
Did you really in doubt on that part?
Because it's,
Oh.
I need it to be a little bit higher on the one
So
end.
you're putting 2 foam squares on top of each other.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know what I
You're
mean.
gonna double it up.
I'm gonna double it up. And let me just add a little, this flower's a little big, so just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. It's so pretty!
It's super cute.
It's so pretty. All right, so we also want to definitely add some of our pearls to this. So I'm just gonna add a couple of drops of my liquid glue here. And I'm gonna pearl it up. Now, obviously you can do it with, whatchamacallits, with glue dots if you prefer. I'm just using liquid glue because it's what I have.
That was a new one. Pull it up.
Pull it up.
Pearl it up.
Pearl it up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You sound so manly, Potato.
What?
Yeah. Is it because you're sickies?
I'm not sick. I lost my voice.
That's why you sound manly.
See, maybe I sound manly all the time.
Ah! Oh, sorry. It was supposed to be a joke. All right.
Joe.
And we are with the project numero
I
dos.
think he is actually liking that one.
I think he likes it. Yes. Yes, he does.
Yay! Project number
Yay,
2.
guys. Numero dos. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
How's it going, guys, over there? In
YouTube, man.
YouTube land? In real world land? Is it going good?
Yep.
See?
See?
Checalo, 1, 2, 3.
Someone saying pop it out and pearl it out.
Pearl it out. So fun. It looks so good, guys. I absolutely love that we're done with 2 projects all the way through. And then our last and final project is just a little bit more involved, of course, because it's our mini book. But it's going to be uber loads of fun.
Uber.
Uber loads of fun. Do you guys need a little minute or keep going?
I don't know. I'll have to see here. See what the consensus says. Hello.
Just so you know, they're saying they're loving it. Beautiful pieces.
Loving it. Aren't they gorgeous? I think they're so pretty.
So much fun.
So much fun. Let's do this again tomorrow.
You
Yay!
can do this every day.
Let's do this every day, Potato says. Let's play a new game, says. Potato says, hold your nose. Potato says, jump on one foot.
It's saying go.
Go.
Keep
All
on
right.
going.
Potato says go.
Potato says
Potato
go.
said- Potato.
Petiter.
Potato.
Petiter.
Says go. The consensus said let's go.
Petiter patater.
Right?
All right. So before you start putting your book together, make sure your tabs are all aligned, guys. You know exactly where tab 1, tab 2, and tab 3 are. Okay, so
Vintage looking.
very vintage looking, huh? Super fun. I mean, come on. Are we good at this or what? Beautiful, beautiful. All right. When in doubt,
Pop it out.
pop it out. We're gonna pop out every single one of our pages onto our thingies. Now you can use the little foam squares for this if you want. It doesn't have to be the big ones. I know I'm off shot here a little bit. But I just added some foam squares to this. This is gonna be my cover page. And I'm gonna add the small ones to this just because there's so many pages. And I like to save my big ones for something special.
Special.
El especiale. We should teach the class in Italian.
No, in Spanish.
Spanish would probably work, but Italian would.
You don't think I can do it in Italian?
Grazie. So. Grazie.
Or we should teach it in German. Danke.
You're like very bilingual.
How cool is that? It'd be pretty cool.
German's pretty cool.
That is really nice.
hmm So we are just adding every single page here first with our foam squares. Is Eva watching us? I don't know if she ended up grabbing.
She's on there.
Oh, hi, Eva. I wasn't sure.
Just, should we, while we're doing this, could we just maybe, if someone did not receive the email, to email Gabby?
The email for what?
Yeah, just
Just
remind
anything
us.
so I can make sure that I have the right, cause I think some of the emails that I have, when I go back through, they're like, they're .com was like .something else or something, so I have to like fix those. But if I take the new email address, on the ones that didn't get it, I can put that into the spreadsheet.
So just remind us, because
Yeah.
I have start receiving emails, so just remind them.
Yeah.
So again, guys, what they're asking me is to make sure that you, if you did not receive the email, if you did not receive the, I suppose we're talking about not the email for this because you're already here, but if you've not received the email with the PDF for this particular download, just let us know and we'll make sure we resend that to you.
There's some that I actually don't, I've seen the comments that actually there are some that did not receive it. So I just want to make sure that I have
The link to the YouTube.
the correct spelling of their email address.
And also, guys, once we start, like if you refer a friend or things like that, make sure that they pay really close attention to how they register for the class, that their emails are correct, because that's kind of where we ran into a lot of snags. Many of the emails were incorrect. They were at a .bet as opposed to a .net, or .sim as opposed to a .com, or So there's just different things that obviously won't allow your email to go through if it's not correct. So please just make sure you pay close attention to that so we don't have a problem with it. All right. So all of our books should have their added pages to them. And it's now time to decorate them and embellish them. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and start in the back of the book first, okay? So let's go ahead and go This is our front of the book. We're gonna start with our last tab. So now you should have the last tab here is the one that's showing. We're going to go ahead and grab the give thanks with a grateful heart. When in doubt,
Pop it out.
pop it right out. And that is the back of our book. And I'm just gonna kind of place it a little cattywampus off of the side. It allows me to slip in my photograph right at the bottom. And again, I love that monochromatic look right on top. It looks beautiful. I love the texture and I love the add-on to that. Give you guys a couple of seconds. We're then going to open it up and we're going to do that initial first spread towards the back. Are we good? Top or bottom? Top. Go ahead and grab your grateful and the smaller little leaf. And we're gonna pop these out just the same, guys. Just off of the side there a little bit. And I'm gonna bring in the grateful right here at the bottom. And it's okay if it goes off the grid a little bit, just kind of like I did here. I think it looks so cute. And it just adds a little extra pizzazz to your project, I think.
Are we working from the back to the front?
We are working from the back to the front. So basically we started here. This is our last tab. You can see it. We added give thanks with a grateful heart. I opened up that spread and we have our leaf. And we have our grateful.
Beautiful.
What did you call me?
I think the project looks beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So not me per se, but. Are we ready for the next one?
Yes.
We're gonna open up that spread again. And we are gonna grab Blessed. Pop that guy right out. I'm just gonna place that right on top. And then I'm gonna grab my other leaf. I haven't cut it out, so let me cut this guy out real quick.
What? No? What?
I don't know why he just doesn't talk.
Because he has no voice.
Mm-hmm.
I like covering your ear.
Just
Why did
adding.
you miss that leaf?
Yeah,
I'm like, why are you still cutting?
totally forgot to cut this guy out.
Is that book made out of chipboard or cardstock?
The book is made out of chipboard. Now you can make it out of cardstock. It's just the pages won't be as heavy.
It won't be sturdy. Right?
Mm.
Maybe so.
Yeah, I think it's so cute. I absolutely love the book. I love the opportunity. You can either gift it or just an amazing showcase on your coffee table. Can you imagine when guests come over for the holidays? Just a cute little add-in, little accent.
Yeah, family can sign it.
Yeah.
You can actually put a picture of each member, and then they can write kind of what they're thankful for, or
Yeah,
Some little
so
ideas.
cute.
Great idea. Fantastic idea.
Sorry.
Did you buy the chipboard already cut out?
No, I did. I cut it out myself.
I know that. There's a question, but I just want you to answer it.
But yes,
yes, we cut it out.
when in doubt, cut it out.
And you painted the flowers.
And I painted the flowers. Yes, this was quite a doozy to prep for, guys. You guys had exclusive. We poured out all the paint into the little containers. It was fun.
We had some major family time.
Totally major family time. Potato was taping up boxes. I mean, who would have ever thought?
So, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, if your kid came all wonky wonk, it's because Potato was helping us with our packaging.
I don't think they come wonky wonk. Those are pretty. Well, you never know.
How's it going, guys? Are we ready for the front cover?
Yes, let's do it. No.
Listos. See?
Listos.
Front, top or
Maybe
bottom?
it took a second.
Am I top or bottom? Bottom. Top. Sorry. Top, yeah.
You guys understand
Everybody
yours.
do this.
Okay, really?
Oh my god. All right. So moving on to our front cover. Absolutely fun. Now this is the part that gets a little bit more bells and whistles, and it just gets a little bit more love. You should have a very, very large leaf that looks just like this. We're gonna go ahead and mount that on first with, of course, some foam squares. We're gonna.
Different weights of the chipboard.
There are different weights of chipboard, yes. And we're gonna bring that leaf kind of a little cattywampus down the center. Now, we should have another little baggie, the one that was left over. This one's a little tricky, guys, because it has multiple pieces of twine, okay? So you've got that twine, and then you've got all these little ones. As you can imagine, the little ones are the ones that are gonna tie your book together. And then you've got this really large one that is going to be our, kind of like our embellishment twine. So we're gonna go ahead and stain that twine a little bit. Now you can use any color you want. I'm still gonna stay with the red because it just coordinates, it accents my book nicely. So I'm just gonna stay with the red, and I'm just gonna stain this twine. And I love the fact that it's not completely saturated. In other words, it's not completely stained all the way. There's some parts that are still neutral. There's some parts that are stained. And I love that about this project. So we're gonna come in here, and I'm gonna do my little twirly twirls. I'm gonna start up here towards the top. Just add a little bit of my liquid glue right onto my leaf there. Hold that. And then I'm gonna add foam squares to kind of hold it in place. So not right directly onto the glue, but off of the side, just to hold my twine in place while that glue's drying. And I'm also gonna add other pieces of embellishments on top of that. Then I'm gonna come back and twirl the opposite direction, giving me a little bit more of a natural look of the, what? What was that?
Looking at something too.
So I've kind of got this going on. Can you see that? A little bit up on both sides there. And of course, my work area looks like a mess.
Looks very artsy.
Very artsy, scary actually.
That's scary. It means you're having a lot of fun.
Well, yeah. Just add a little bit more liquid glue there. And then I'm gonna grab my longer little leaf. I'm gonna place that right on top of those two foam squares. Super adorable. Now we should have a very large grateful and thankful, or thankful and grateful, which is right here. And that's going to be placed right on the very top. So obviously this one's going to be popped out. I am going to double pop it because of all of the different layers that I have. So I'm just placing two of the smaller foam squares right on top of each other to double pop. And I'm going to place it right on the top here. Kind of in between my twine and all that yumminess.
Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. And then of course we've got all of our gorgeous blooms. So I'm gonna grab my largest bloom, bring in some of this liquid glue, and I'm gonna kind of tuck it right in here. Then I've got the smaller one. And I'm going to tuck it right into that space as well. Isn't it pretty? And I'm just going to kind of hold that for a sec. Or two, or three. Now, here's where your large pin comes. Oh, that's why. I could see all my larger pearls were stuck in there. I was wondering where my pearls went. I'm like, did I get cheated on the pearls?
You should have not.
I didn't. They were still in my baggies. And then I'm going to just kind of tuck in this pin right back there. Super adorable. I'm going to come back and I'm going to add my pearls. And of course, you'll have the opportunity to go back and add some of the leftover pearls wherever you'd like. Sorry if all you're seeing is the top of my head. How long have we been into the class? Am I taking it too long?
2 hours and 24 minutes.
That's not bad. All we have left to do is add the little thingies. Look how pretty.
Gorgeous.
So that should be your front cover, guys.
Ooh,
Looks fantastic. That little pink on the top.
Sorry, guys.
Glad to know they're awake.
Sorry. That would have been our dogs because which is, I don't really understand it because he's here every single week. Like, really? You'd think they'd be friends by now. All right, are we ready to kind of wrap this up, put these together? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just kind of thread it through twice. So I'm gonna bring all three of these together. You definitely want it to be a little loose because of course you want to be able to turn your pages. Now I'm trying to be careful because of course the glue is probably still wet, but we're gonna double thread them. In other words, I'm gonna go in through the hole twice, all the way around. Now, if you actually have a threading needle, you can do it with a threading needle or a dental floss if you'd like. I'm just gonna kind of wing it. Now, if you wanted to set the spacing properly, you could use the edge of your paintbrush, stick it in there, and tie it to that speck. Does that make sense what I'm saying? One at a time. And you can decide where you want that thickness to be. If the thick side of your brush, the thin side of your brush, it's totally up to you. I'm basically gonna double knot it here. And I'm gonna do the same thing to all three of these. So I'll just snip off the ends there. And on to the next one. Oh, with the brush?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just makes it easy because then all your loops are the same. Last one here, guys. And our book is all set.
Woo! Looks awesome.
Looks absolutely beautiful. I love the look of the twine and all of our fun projects that we have created today for our very first ever virtual class.
Yay, how exciting.
Good job, guys. I'm super excited that we all had the opportunity to create today. I don't know that we have time for a quick little demo. Do we have time for something different?
If you wanted to talk a little bit about
We're definitely going to showcase the projects for the black and white. When does registration close for black and white?
You were saying that you wanted to do that this week.
So registration will close on Thursday of this week. So we'll close registration for Black and White Christmas Thursday of this week, just so that we can get all of the kits out in the mail by next week, early next week. And but you should be receiving some emails regarding Black and White, I think, here by the end of the week, especially as registration closes.
Yeah, we're gonna the digital downloads for before this class are gonna go out today. We're going to, then we'll send out, correspondence, we'll post something on Facebook with regards to registration closing. So, you know, if anyone wants to still join that hasn't joined, and, we will get up to speed on our email correspondence, and also developing and pushing people into Facebook Messenger as groups, so we can correspond our messages that way as well. So,
Yeah,
a couple
so
different
Potato's
opportunities.
working on a variety of different things, including even sending some information via Messenger on Facebook. So be excited about that, because, you know, it's a little bit easier maybe to get. It doesn't go into your spam folder, things like that. So we're excited about that. In addition to that, what else do we have going on? We have Black and White Christmas, guys,
Vegas?
in Vegas. So for those of you who are registered for that, we will see you there. And let me just kind of bring in our next virtual class also, which is going to be our Black and White Christmas. Here is one of the projects that we will be creating together. This particular one has a crackle paint in it that we will be playing with, as well as this gorgeous one, probably my favorite. Love the board wall look on this project, as well as, of course, this beautiful wreath. A little bit of tulle in it. For those of you who registered on time, you're going to get the additional project. And lastly, of course, is our mini book, which is a Simple Stories product that we're going to color up and finalize.
And if they can't join us in Vegas, they can always join us for the
Right, if you can't join our Las Vegas class, which is coming up on Saturday, I don't know if it's full or not yet. It might
Three
be
spots available.
3 open spots. If you can't join us for Las Vegas, then you can certainly sign up for the virtual, and it's going to be a day just like today where we get to complete all of our projects. You'll get your kit in the mail just like you did for this one, and
That's on Black Friday.
it is on Black Friday. So if you want to create with us, if you want to, on my top or bottom, if you want to create with us, and you want to just spend Black Friday with us, maybe we can do a show and tell of all your shopping goodies from earlier that morning, and then come back. And after we do our show and tell on what we found, what our bargains were, we can create. Good idea, bad idea.
That'd be fun.
Super fun. So Potato, Gabby, and I will be hitting the mall at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then we'll come right back to go live
I'm not doing Black Friday.
for a Black and White Christmas. Just kidding. There is no shopping. That's going to be happening here because that is just
We're gonna be
nuts.
shopping and sleep.
We will hopefully be sleeping and overdosing on turkey from the night before.
For the night before.
And then we'll have Hallmark movies in the background.
Aw.
Oh,
Oh, we should play Christmas music.
we should play Christmas music. Potato can sing a mean White Christmas. Go ahead, Potato. Give him a, especially right now with the voice. Get it.
I can't do it.
You can. You
We'll
can.
save it for that day.
He goes all Frank Sinatra on me. So again, guys, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Hopefully we've answered any questions that you guys may have. Is there anything that I'm forgetting, guys? Is there anything that I'm missing?
Just if they have questions, tell them, you know, to please message us on Facebook or shoot us an email, and we will give it to them as promptly as we can. And so just don't hesitate. We want to make sure that they are fully aware of what's going on. We're going to step up our game on the email correspondence. So yeah, we're just
Yeah, again, if you didn't hear that, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at any time via Facebook Messenger, email us. We want to make sure that you've got all the information that you need to be able to create the life you want and make amazing happen. Super exciting to be able to go live for you guys one more time here with our very first virtual class. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for participating on our first virtual class, for continuing to stay by our side and continuing to create with us, because certainly this is so much fun for us and we absolutely love it. But most importantly, we want to hear what you think. how it's changed for you. What does it mean for you? That's what kind of keeps us going. And if you enjoyed our class today, please feel free to share it. Continue to inspire other people around you. I also want to thank you guys for, we have one of the best ratings on Facebook right now. We have a 5-star rating. And it's because of you guys. You guys have shared so much love and have rated our page and have put amazing comments on there. And we are ever so blessed and grateful to have you by our side. So thanks again, guys, for joining us, for making this possible for us. And we hope that you've learned something and that you've been inspired to once again create the life you want and make amazing happen. Hopefully we'll see you at our next virtual class, if not in person, during one of our live classes, and we'll continue to inspire you on our Facebook pages and other channels. Thanks again for joining us for this amazing class, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.